Hello guys, in this video I'll be explaining how to fix article in a given sentence. So let's create a sample.txt to sample.txt. So let's say in this sentence, like this is an laptop and this is the egg. So a amazing rock. So in this sentence, we'll be fixing the article a and an. Like, this it should be this is a laptop and this is an egg, an amazing rock. So we're changing this an to a and we're changing this a to an. So that is for us to change it, we're looking at the next word after the an or after the article. So let's create our main.go file. So touch main.go. So it's still the same main.go file we used in the former videos. The eggs, the binary, the fixed punctuation is still the same. This thing we're going to use. So I'll just save time by just copying that. So let me just. So I've copied it. So I just have to paste. Since it's the same thing we'll be using. That is to check the length of argument. We're passing three arguments in the console: the go run dot input.txt and output.txt. So let's just remove this example. We don't even need it actually. So we're just using the example as an example to show what we need to input. So this should be we're inputting sample.txt, go run dot sample.txt and results result.txt because that's the name of our file. We use sample.txt result. So our input data takes the first argument. We take the first argument, which is the sample, and the output will take the argument with the result. So we're going to read the file in input, that is our sample.txt, then we check for errors. If error is present, to return this file. Then new word. So we save uh, uh, the input file, like just save it in this variable new word. Then we check the error if there's error in the right file. Then let's check if this is okay. Go run dot sample.txt result.txt. Oh, go mode. Sorry. Go mode. Init article. So let's run our success. So now it's still the same main.go. So now let's create a function for article. So touch article. So sorry, let me just delete it. It should be article.com. Touch article.com. So package main import. So we importing from strings. So function fix article. So it takes in an input, which the type is a string. Let's say it takes in text, which is a string, and it gives out the string. So in the text, we're going to trim it. So let's create another variable called trim. So the strings dot trim. So string, sorry, should be in capital. String dot trim text. Yes. Then the next thing, let's create another variable to store the splitted text. That's strings dot fields trimmed. Yep. So check if length of words is 0, if length of word is 0, so it should return text. So next thing we're going to do is start our counter. Start our counter to loop through the word. For I start at zero. For I start at zero. I less than length of words. Yes, I less than length of word. I plus yeah. That is we continue. So let's create another variable to save word. But we're not going to need it later. But so let me just save it. Our word. What is words at I? That is, we are checking the word at I. We're checking it if it to be hand. So we're just creating a variable word at I. Then the next word. So it's the next word that will determine what would happen to the word at I. Next word will be words at I plus one. That's word at I plus one. If length of next word, if length of next word is zero, that's if there's nothing. If length of next word is zero, so return an empty string. If there's nothing in the next word, so yeah, we're going to create. No, we're looking at the next word. Is the next word the rune, the first character at next word that will determine the word at I? So let's see, um, first character, first ch. So let me just put that with first ch. That is first character at next word. So we're going to use what we're going to do here is we're going to do Unicode. We're going to use Unicode. Unicode dot to lower. So we're going to convert it. The first, that is the first character of the next word. We're going to convert the lowercase. So you know that everything we're checking the lowercase of the next word. That is Unicode dot to lower of next word. At next word. Then run. Okay, sorry. Unicode dot to run is run. Sorry. Next word at zero. Yes. Then after we create vowels. Create our vowels. What that come before vowel sound, what the article that will come before its sound should be an. So vowel. So we use strings dot contains run. String that contains run. So we're going to write what the run should contain in A E I O U. Should contain, that is, we are checking this run, that is the run of first character. Is it part of this AEIOU? So that is first CH. That is, we're checking only the first character. We're checking if the first character is part of this AIOUH. Now, after that, let's say we will not be needing this word. We just use this word to save like the word at high. So now we're going to bring everything here. So if words at high is A, or words at high is capital A. If word at high is A or word at high is capital A, then check if vowels, that is, okay, if vowel, then our if vowels, like vowels is the first character. That is, if the first character is a vowel, then word at I. I've created a variable like if word at I is A, that word at I is A. Then if vowel, the word at high should be then word at high should be capital A. No, I've turned it to string, but I've turned it to a lowercase. Then word at high should be A. Okay, sorry, issue. We're still checking our if statement. If vowels, if word at I is A, then if word at I is A, then word at high should be han. Yeah. If word at high, sorry, is A. Yeah, if word at high is A, then word at high should be han. Hence, word at high just word at high is just han. Yeah, word at high is han. That is the default is han. Just leave it as han. Then we're checking for the second. We're checking for an. If what? If what at I is an, or what at I is an, then not vowels, if not vowels, that is, if the first character, if not vowel, if what at high is, if what at high is an, what at high, no, I've checked something now. If not vowel, if that word is an, then the next thing you change it to what? What at high should be a. Else, what at high should be a. Then we join the word. Don't string dot join words. Yeah, there's something I still need to check here. See, sometimes you check here. We're checking in this our loop for high start at 0, high less than length of word -1. This one is -1. This one is -1 is because our length of word. Let's say our length of word is 5, and our I, which index, is starting at 0. Then if okay, let me just use sample text to explain. A amazing rock. The length of word there is 3, but we have just 2 indexes. That is length of word -1, which will stop at 2 at index of 2. That is, we have had our word. So I'm going to go. Why is this not trimming the text? Okay, we might not even. But this should. What is going on? Wait, let's call our article inside our main.go. Fix article. Let me just copy this. So, yeah, fix new word. Why is this still underlining? Okay, let me just remove this so because it will still work actually. Or I change, or I give it a new variable. Then trimmed. What could be wrong? Oh, sorry. Now I get. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. This should be string dot trim word. What are we trimming? We're trimming the punctuation. Yeah, we're trimming the punctuation. So let's see, comma, full stop, exclamation mark, question mark. What again? Okay, let's just say we want to trim. Okay, there's something we need to trim. That's string dot trim word. Like what's in word. So we can still go back to our text. So it's not actually the text that caused it. So anytime we're using string dot trim, we need to input what we're trying to trim from our sentence or word. So let's try to run our code. Go run. Yeah, successful. Let's check our result. Can you see? This is a laptop and this is an egg and I'm using rock.